Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming. It really means a ton to me. I want to kind of discuss why we're here at first. I acquired the rights to Top Dog Underdog. It's been a dream of mine. It's been a dream of mine to do this play, gosh, for like eight years now, ever since seeing Jeffrey Wright and Don Cheadle at the Public Theater. I went back and I saw it probably 4 or 5 times. And then when it transferred to Broadway with Most Def and Jeffrey Wright, I probably saw it another 4 times. It's one of those plays that really, it kind of changes you as an artist. I mean, they saw it. They'll talk about it a little bit. Keith and James saw it. Nate saw it as well. Did you guys touch any of you see it?
I saw it with Most Def.
Okay. Yeah. We've been putting together these fundraisers. We had a fundraiser like 3 or 4 weeks ago with another group of celebrities, and I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for coming out.
So Cyrano, Lear, Nate, I saw you. What I think is so great, he's on this panel. He's coming to be of service and help the project, and he's reading his play in the midtime. I mean, that's an artist on fire. So what are you reading?
I'm reading Fences.
Oh, fantastic.
It's going to Broadway.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I've been studying like I'm the same person.
As well you should.
Yeah. Something you said.
You're playing the son?
Court. Well, I don't know for sure. I want to say yes.
You're auditioning. So you were constantly reading the play.
Yeah. One thing that you said, Mr. Avery, and something that Denzel said when I worked with him, after I got the job, we're in Louisiana and thought I was gaining ground with him. He pulls me to the side and he says one thing, and then he just walked away because this is how he is. He said, it's very difficult for me to truly respect an actor that's never been on stage. And he just walked away.
He was like, I can tap dance, I can do it right now.
And it made me want to just leave the movie. But I think that in his way of mentoring, he was telling me that that's the next step.
Yes.
And I'm proud of you getting here, and I'm going to work with you, and I'm excited. But if you want to stay around, then get into the work. And that started my obsession. I've been obsessed. The first I heard of this, we have the same agent. So the second I heard, the little birdie told me he was doing it, I went and I learned it all. So it's just more of a muscle memory, really reading it and reading the analysis and really trying to break down every single thing. So there are no curveballs. There's nothing that can trip me up because I can walk in truth feeling like I know better than the people in the room.
Sesame Street was perfect because they had a preschool in the back for the kids.
Wow.
And so the lines between working and playing were incredibly blurred. I mean, and that's kind of the joy. I think that's why we all do this, is because it doesn't matter the heartache or the headache or the stress or the struggle. And as an actor, it's like you have went to 1,000 auditions and you didn't get any of them. But the next one comes and you're like, oh, this is it.
Well, that's one of the things. This is one business. That one phone call can change your life.
Yeah, exactly. And
the possibility, one something.
It's an amazing. It's the kind of amnesia that I think children have, actors have to have. Yeah, and
that's well put. Actually,
so Sesame Street was great.
I wanted to score films from the time I was 6 years old, and I'll tell you the scariest thing. There's one word I just want. I bet every one of you is thinking the same word. I'm sitting here. Passion.
Yeah.
You hear it from every one of you. Passion to do what's right. And then I want to comment about the black and white films. But the weirdest thing was I had a dream when I was 6 years old, and I was in this room. It was just my own room, and on the wall of the room was projected a film. And I had this magic piano that I could play anything I wanted. If I wanted trumpet, it would be trumpet. If I wanted drums, it would be drums. I could play whatever I wanted. And that's what I have, is a room where I project the picture up in front of me, and I have a keyboard there, and I can play anything I want. So you really got to be careful when you do that. I mean, it hit me one day, and I went, I'll be damned. That's exactly what I thought I was going to be doing.
The first time I did a play, I'd never done a play in my life. It was in the 70s. I was at City College. I just got out the Navy. I'm hanging out on the quad with some boys doing what you did in the 70s. you to audition for my play. Cool. Sure. JB by Archibald McLeish. I've never done a play in my life. I auditioned, I got the part, and I fell in love with the theater. Actually fell, and I've been looking. I was 20 years old. I was looking for something that would move me. You know, I'm in college, I'm studying, I don't know what I'm studying, I don't know what I'm doing, I know I gotta do something, but nothing moved me. Nothing moved me. This moved me in a way I'd never been moved before. Intellectually, I was engaged. Emotionally, I was engaged. I don't know if you know the play, JB by Archibald McLeish. It's the story of Job. Takes place in a three-ring circus. And it moves from city to city, and God is played by Mr. Zuss, who sells hot air balloons, and the devil is played by Mr. Nichols, who sells peanuts and popcorn. And every once in a while, they'll switch roles. It was fabulous. It was just, you know, all those little questions I had there, and all those little, you know, issues I had about religion, and, you know, and I said, my God, it's all handled like right here. And that rehearsal process, when you sit down for those 4 to 6 weeks, and, you know, you pull this stuff, you know, this stuff apart, you pull all these words and get underneath, say, oh, that's what that means. This discovery thing. I never knew anything. I never did anything that was that exciting.
And that made you want to keep going?
I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And I went from that into something else, and it just kept going. Just kept going.
My other passion in life was that, you know, when I was 7, I wanted to be a minister. I wanted to be a preacher. I realized that some of the other things that I like to do in life, it prevented me from pursuing life as a preacher. But I could be an actor, and I could do all of that. Because when I watched Perry Mason, I also wanted to be a lawyer. You know, so I mean, that's what I mean. I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to play different characters. You know, I mean, somebody once told me acting is also the art of transformation.
Yes.
And one of the things that I like to do is to, you know, transform. You know, the best compliment I've ever been paid is I played the lead character in a play, and somebody came and said, "Oh, were you in that play?"
Yes.
I said, "Yes, I was." That's. I mean, I love that. I absolutely love that. I don't want to be a personality actor. For me, you can meet in the bar after the show, but I want to see that character. I want to see you play. I want to see you play that man. What about that guy? Now, of course, you use yourself, but what do you know about life that you can bring to the table that illuminates what he is experiencing?
As far away from you as possible.
That's the
Take
gift.
it there. It's
That's. I mean,
amazing.
that's. And when I go to the theater and I see actors do that, I mean, I thank you God that I'm an actor.
Oh.
I don't feel that way every time I go to them.
Well, I don't. Sometimes I don't. You know, after the first act, okay.
I had a playwright friend of mine said something very interesting. Most of the time, what you see on stage is an actor's idea of what it would be like if they were in the moment. Now, some actors have better ideas than others, and it's been wonderful to see. But having the balls to be in the moment, at that moment, right here, right now, it's dangerous. That's what's dangerous. It's dangerous in a love scene. It's dangerous if you're playing with a baby. It's dangerous if you're talking to your brother. It's dangerous because that's what keeps you on the edge of your seat.
It's dangerous.
It's wonderfully dangerous.
I remember I was in Atlanta doing something, and this young guy, a brother, come up to me and said, "I want to be an actor. What do I do?" I said, "Well, number one, if you really want to be an actor, we wouldn't be having this conversation because you'd be acting somewhere." Okay. So what did you do? So I went to college. I studied theater. I did, you know, Shakespeare. I said, "I don't want to do no damn theater. I want to do movies and TV." I almost slapped it. So all I could say was, and this is in our context, that as long as you're black and in America, there's no such thing as knowledge that you don't need. That can be broadened. As long as you are who you are in this world, there is no such thing as knowledge you don't need. You need to know everything. Everything. That's why you're putting limitations on yourself. You can't blame anybody else but yourself. You have to know